look at Stylish Citizen. Jim McElhaney had many choices in here. Regular rider of Stylish Citizen, Tutti Buena Gente, and Awesome Rhythm. He chose Awesome Rhythm, so Patrick picks up the mount. He's just won his last 2 races.
I'm surprised this one's this big of a price right now at odds of 8-1. You know, you look at some of the races this horse has run this season. Ran so well in the Charlie Barley. We showed you that race earlier, and then came right back to beat older horses on the turf on July the 18th. And this horse did have an excuse in the Canadian Derby, was hit pretty good coming out of the starting gates and eventually finished 4th. So we'll see if this one can regroup here in this spot. I think he's got a great shot at a nice price, but not a lot of win money in the win pool at this point.
8-5 on the Queen's Plate winner, and that is Eye of the Leopard by A.P. Indy out of the mare Eye of the Sphinx. Prince of Wales, maybe not so good in the breeders either.
Just what do we do with this horse right now? You look at Eye of the Leopard. Are you going to look back at those poly-track races and say, okay, he gets back on his preferred surface, or are you going to say right now he's over the top of his best form? What I like is the fact he's been fresh coming into this race, and he is one that makes a great pre-race appearance right now, really on his toes, and that's a good indication that maybe he's in store for a good race here today, as Eureka Rose da Silva, his regular pilot, does get the call. So if pre-race looks mean anything, this guy could be in store for a good race.
Looks like he's ready to rock and roll. Red Leader at 25-1, now to be ridden by Louis Contreras, a winner a couple back to break his maiden, and that was on turf.
Dan Vella sends out this one, and Red Leader, I jumped off the bandwagon a little bit too early with this guy, I guess, because I picked him on so many occasions, Renee, and he would always run right up there, finish second, then finish second. Finally, I jumped off the bandwagon. He wins on the turf. Last time out against Lowndes Company was 5th in by in pool play. But this is a whole different ballgame. Things are a lot tougher in this spot today.
See You at the Top is the longest shot on the board right now at 30-1. Hasn't raced since the end of August, but it was a winning effort.
Yeah, against 40,000 claimers, though non-winners of 2. I don't think we have any 40,000 claimers in this spot at this point. So this is another horse that seems to be up against it from a class point of view.
Number 5 at 9-1 is Tutti Buena Gente, with McElhaney going elsewhere. Rob Landry gets the mount.
And I do think this guy's going in the right direction. He was a winner 2 starts ago at a mile and 16th. Last time out was second in behind Eagle Poise. That was a good race. Third in that event was Crown Isle. It was a prep for this event. I like his Buyer speed figure pattern too. He just gets better with each and every race. So I do think that this guy is going in the right direction.
Crown Isle is a horse that did take the Toronto Cup. That was on turf, and now he is back on the poly.
And Crown Isle, I think, is going to run his consistent race here. He'll run in the mid-80s, I would think. In his most recent starts in the prep for this race, he was third in behind Eagle Poise and Tutti Buena Gente. And Ram Samuel will ride this horse for the very first time. Crown Isle has been one that's picked up numerous shares along the way. Eventually, it's going to be interesting to see what the preferred surface is with this guy, because so far he's undefeated on the grass. They've tried on numerous occasions to get this horse on the grass, but it seems like every time the horse is entered, it gets washed over to poly-track.
Eagle Poise took the prep for this race back on September 6th. Todd Cable riding then, and that was actually the 3rd consecutive win for the son of Empire Maker, a homebred for the Juddmonte farmers.
It was a crafty ride, too, by Cable. He knew really early there was no pace in that race, so he said, if nobody wants to go, I will go. And this guy has gotten better with each race. And you were speaking earlier today about the Empire Makers being really good on poly-track. I think they're getting better too as they get older in age, and that's a good sign here for Eagle Poise, who has improved dramatically since coming here to Woodbine.
Awesome Rhythm Boy really hit his best stride earlier on this season. Took the Wando, the Marine, and the Victoria Park.
And I think you have to forgive his last 2 races, but I'm always concerned, can horses get it back? Because they experimented, it didn't work out. Can they now get back to where they once were? Now, when this horse was good early this season, he was beaten up on small fields, but he was doing it in style. In the West Virginia Derby, it was very difficult to close on that day. That was the same race where Mind That Bird was 3rd. And also 2 starts ago in the Toronto Cup, he never looked to be a happy camper on the turf. But he, too, makes another good pre-race appearance, too. Eye of the Leopard and the 8 both make a nice pre-race appearance.